Hey fellas, welcome to the final episode in the Spitfire build. And I know this is the third, I think the third video that I've uploaded in the last few days. So I don't normally do this, it just kind of worked out that way. I try to keep my videos under a certain amount of time. And I could have included this part on the last one, but it would have made it a lot longer. And I don't like to do that. So I did get it finished up this morning. And I'm really happy with it. It's a little more dramatic. The paint job's a little more dramatic than what I normally do, and I really like it. It's a little more artistic, and I think it turned out really good. Before we get on to checking out the finished Spitfire, got a couple of builds coming up, interesting builds. I've got a Hasegawa 1/32 scale P40, which should be pretty cool, and I will probably end up painting the shark's teeth on the front rather than use the decal, so I'll make sure that I go in depth with that because I don't see too many videos on how to do that, and I've done it a few times, and it turns out a lot better than the decals. I've also got a 1/32 scale Kinetic F86 Sabre that I'm going to convert into an Australian Air Force Sabre, and the owner sent me a little resin nose conversion for it. So, and I've never built a Kinetic kit, so that'll be something new for me. And then something that the owner, a guy is sending me to build, which he assures me is going to make me famous. And I don't know about that, but it's a 1957 Revell XSL01 Moonship. And apparently it's a really rare collectible kit from Revell. And it's like a rocket with a bunch of boosters on it. And apparently the Revell had cut down the size of the boosters to fit in the box, so it's really not accurate. So the owner is sending me some extra booster parts, which I'm going to fuse on there to make it more accurate. And he informed me that he's never seen one done this way. So hopefully hopefully you guys will be interested in that. I think it'll be really cool to break open a, I don't know, I saw one on eBay for sale for like $1,000, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not into model kit collecting, so. But anyway, that should be neat. Anyway, let's get on with the video. And this should be a short one. So let's take a look at it. And I showed you the base in the last video, but it really turned out pretty much how I had it pictured in my head, which is always a good thing because sometimes they don't. But you know, it's really cool looking plane. The kit was not the easiest kit to build. Just the way it was molded, and it wasn't real easy, but it is buildable. I would say it's probably an intermediate kit. So if you're new to modeling, I don't know that this might frustrate you a little bit, but I got her done, and I think she turned out pretty good. Now, one thing that I hate doing is leaving the canopy off while I paint, because then putting it on was kind of a pain in the butt. I used just a tad bit of CA glue and then some Testors clear glue to get it on there, so hopefully it stays on there real nice. I did use the Testors glue to fill in a few little gaps. It's not as clean as I'd like, but it's okay. The little mirror, I guess it is, on top, if I don't knock that off trying to get it ready for shipping, then yeah, I'll be surprised. I put a little dab of my Molotov liquid chrome on there to give the idea that it's a mirror. They're my exhaust stacks. I did just a little bit of staining with an airbrush. You can just barely see it. From all the pictures I've seen, there's not a lot of exhaust staining that goes on these things. And then I took some of that slag, that pigment that I used on the exhaust stacks, and I just put a little bit on there to give the idea that there's just a tad bit of exhaust staining. These gun barrels look really good. The video might not pick it up, but they turned out really good. One thing I did do, and I don't know if I showed this, but I magnetized the propeller. Since there is no engine, and there wasn't a hole in the propeller to stick the rod, which they show you to stick in there, I just went ahead and put magnets on either side. They don't actually touch, but they're strong enough magnets that you can put it on there, and obviously it doesn't spin, but you can stick it on there and it will fit perfectly. So went ahead and did that. It was a lot easier than trying to center a hole and then put a rod in there for it to spin. It was just so much easier to do it this way, and it looks better. The bottom, I did do some streaking, and again the splatter effects that I put in there yesterday, it's one of those things that's subtle and you really aren't going to notice it till you pick up the plane. The streaking I did with oil paint, and then once I put all my flat coat and everything on there, I took some Tamiya smoke and just used a brush and put some of the Tamiya smoke, just ran it right along where some of the streaking was to give it that sheen, and I think it looks really cool. I don't really know what that is, if it's fuel, oil, whatever. I saw some pictures of some real planes that had streaking in that area, so that's what I added. But it does give it a cool effect with the flat coat underneath, and then the sheen of just the streaks. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I hope the owner is, and not much else to say about it other than, you know, it's a neat looking kit. I assume it's accurate. From what I've read, it's pretty accurate. And there we go. I'll flash up some pictures, and I will see you on the next build.